Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Adewale Yusuf. So in this video I'll be showing you how to create an amazing dashboard in Excel using pivot table, pivot chart and shapes. And this is the dashboard we're going to create in this video, just exactly like what is on my screen. You can be a little bit kind of creative, different from what I've done already, but make sure that you are able to create some amazing dashboard like this. Now let's check it out. Now in this dashboard I can use different sliders to see what is really going on here, and as I'm clicking the slider, the dashboard is kind of updating. The dashboard is updating, showing that this dashboard is very interactive. Now let's go there. Alright, so this is the data set we're going to use for this dashboard and this report. This is Superstore data that I got online, so I'm going to upload this data into the description section of this video. So if you want to practice this, you can go to the description section, click on the link to download the data set, and once you download this data set and you're able to view this dashboard, please upload it on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and tag me. My Twitter handle is @Adewale Analyst, while my LinkedIn is Adewale Yusuf. Make sure you upload your dashboard and make sure you tag me. So let's get started. Now the first thing you have to check before you create a dashboard is to make sure that your data is very clean. And based on what I'm looking at here, I'm just looking at the entire table. I can see that this data is very clean actually, and this table has been converted to a table already. So it's always advisable to convert your data to a table before you start your pivot table report. So to start our report, I'm going to click here and go to insert. From insert, I will see pivot table here, and I'm going to select pivot table. Once I select that, I'm going to click on OK. Since I'm doing my first report, new sheet will make a lot of sense for me, so I'll click on OK. Now this is my first report here, and this is how pivot table looks like. So pivot table has filter, columns, rows, and values. You drop everything related to values in value, and you drop the categories in rows and columns. And values are those numbers you think you can sum together. And these are all the headings of our data. These are the column headings of the data. I can even change the view of this by clicking the setting here and select this one, so I can see my data very quickly and very fast. So now let's start building our first report. Great. So the first report I'm going to see is basically like the total of most of the things we have. So here I think I have profit here, so I'd like to see the total profit. So by just ticking this profit, you can see Power Query has already summed this up for me and give me sum of profit. I also like the sum of discounts, how many discounts have been given so far. I would like the sum of quantity as well. I will also like the sum of sales. I think we have sales here, so I'll prefer to see sales as well, and also probably the number of transactions. So we want to see, okay, how many transactions do we have? I may also want to see that, and the way to do that is I can count the order ID, because if you come here you see I have order here, so I can count how many orders do I have. So I need to carry this order ID from here and take it to my values. So let me carry and take it to my values here. Okay, so let me drop. So once I drop it, you see count of order ID right here, and this is my total transaction. So let me quickly rename this. I'm going to call this profit. Sometimes when you rename your pivot table and you click enter, it's not staying. You can kind of feel like 3 or 4 spaces in front of it, and that should work. And this is discount, so let me just click and just rename this to discount. This is okay, just like I said, put some space in front so it will stay. This is quantity, this is fine, and then this is sales. This is like a total sales, and that is fine. And this is my total transaction. All right. So another maybe like a total report I also like to do is like an average sales. What is our average sales, right? What's the average sales? So I'm going to basically drag sales here again. I'm going to drag sales again to this my values, and then once I drop sales here, so I'm going to come here, or I can even double click on this heading, but let me show you this. So you can come here under the sum of sales, which is the sales that you just dropped. You can click the heading here and click value fit settings. That's what I want to change. Or I can come here and double click on the heading here. I will still see show values as here, or summarize value by. So the summarize value by is average is what I want. So just by double clicking, let me show you again. I just double click the heading, So average is what I want. So this is average sales, right? Average sales. That's the report I want to create. I'm going to click OK. So now this is another total. Now there's one more total I would like to create. That is a percentage of profit. I would like to know the percentage of profit to sales, right? Percentage of profit to sales. To do that, I'm going to do a basic calculation in pivot table by going to pivot analyze, because I don't have that anywhere here. And basically the formula to do that is just profit divided by sales. Profit divided by sales. Now to do a simple calculation like that, I can go to my pivot table analyze. Here you will see something called field, item and set. So I'll click the drop down and I'll click on calculated field. So I want to create a calculated field. So once I click on that, this will pop up. I can name this percentage of profit. Percentage of profit. And right here, this is my formula here. So equals to 0, not really 0. So what I want to do is profit. So I can select profit, double click profit, right? Then the divide sign divided by sales. So once I put it here, this is profit divided by sales. Then I will click add. Immediately I click add, you will see that the new formula is now popping up down here. Then I'll click OK. Now, if you look at my pivot table report, it has added the new formula and they call it a sum of percentage of profit. So let me quickly rename this as well. I think I prefer percentage of profit. Okay, so let me add a space to the front so it will stay. Yep, I think I prefer this. So the next thing to do is to kind of format these numbers, right? So profit is revenue, so I can probably give it a comma separator here and even select a dollar sign since we are using dollar. And then I don't like any decimal. I don't want any decimal, so I'm going to remove the decimal. Discount, I'm only going to put a comma separator on and remove the decimal for discount. Same thing for quantity. I'm going to put a comma and remove the thousand separator. I think I'm not spelling this quantity very well, so I'm going to remove this M and add N instead. So sales is kind of revenue too, so I'm going to put dollar here, put comma separator, and then remove the decimal. Alright, so the formatting for total transactions should just be only the comma separator too, and also remove the decimal. And then average sales, I would like the comma separator and then the dollar sign, and also remove the decimal place. Now for percentages, I'm going to select percentage here, and this is fine. This is exactly what I want. So this is the formatting of the first report I'm going to create. Once I'm done with this report, the second report I'm going to create is very easy and very simple, right? But you can either go back to order and start pivot table again, insert pivot table and go through all these steps, but you don't really need to. So there's a short way, a very shortcut of how you can start another pivot report. So the best thing to do when you want to start another report is just to copy this, copy the first table, paste it under here. You can paste it under here, right? And this is another pivot table generated. And since I want to create another report, I'm going to remove everything that is inside this one. I'm going to remove everything that is inside there and leave only sales, right? Since I have sales, I'm even going to remove everything, right? Once I've removed everything, now I have a new blank pivot table report, which is pivot table 2. Now the second report I'm going to create is segment by sales. So I will come here and look for segment. I will just this is segment here. I'll tick segment, and I'll also come here and tick sales, right? This report is done. I can either right click here to click on number format to do all the formatting, but in order not to waste my time, I can even just quickly highlight it, select comma separator and then 1000, and then remove the decimal, and this is sales. I can rename this as sales. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I need to put a space in front. So the report 2 done. Now report 3 is also something very similar. I also want this same report as quantity, right? So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to highlight it like this, and then copy this pivot table, Control C, and I'm going to leave one space here and then paste it here, right? So it's not close to each other. So this report now, I don't want sales here. I will remove sales and I'll put quantity in here, right? Quantity is what I want, but it's giving it a dollar sign, right? Which is not what I want. So I just want general format, and I'm going to give it comma separator and remove the 1000 separator. So that's dashboard 3 done. Actually, we're going to 10 reports, so we just done 2 reports. Now the report number 3, I also want to see this same segment in terms of profit and how their profit was able to contribute to the grand total. So to do that, again, I'm going to copy this guy, leave one more space in between here, and just paste it here. Alright, so I'm going to remove quantity this time, and I'm going to put profit. Now, profit that I want this time is not just the actual figure of the profit. What I want is the percentage of grand total, percentage contribution of profit to the revenue. So to do that, you can easily right click on the value, then you see these options here called show values as. These are all the calculations that has been pre-built into pivot table that you can use to generate your home report. Since I want to do percentage of grand total, so this is what I'm going to pick here, percentage of grand total. And once I pick that, it's going to do this for me. So I'm going to rename this to percentage of profit, percentage of profit percentage or something. So let me just call it profit percentage. So I'm just saying percentage of the contributions of profits to the grand total. Okay, great. So I've done like 4 reports, so I have like probably 4 more to go. So the next report I would like to create is probably a report of maybe state by sales, right? Maybe state by sales, but the state I would like to see is probably top 10 states. So I don't want to see all the states. So I'm going to copy this report again, just like we copied it initially, and I'm going to paste it here, leave one more space. Now, remember this time, I don't want segment again, and I don't want profits. I'm going to remove it. So I want state by sales. So I'll look for state here and select state and also pick sales. All right. Now, once I have this report, you can see there's a lot of states here, but I only want only top 10. So I'm going to right click on any of the states here. I will right click on any of the states, then you will see something called filter. Then under filter, you will see top 10. So from here, you can change your top to bottom if you like. You can change the 10s to top 5 if you like. You can change the top 3 if you like. But since I want top 10, and I'm going to click just OK for that. And this is my top 10. And then this is sales. So let me rename this to sales. And let me rename this to state. So we know what this is. All right. This is state. Okay, so, and I'm going to probably format this guy too. Let me use another format option. I'll right click on number format, and then I'll select currency. Since it's currency, I'll remove the decimal, and then I'll click OK. Right? So this will also give me this. Great, so I have 3 more reports to go. So I also have another report that I want to create. That report is category. I would like to see category of product by sales and also by profit. So to do that, I think I've already copied something already. So let me paste again. So let me copy again the pivot table. I'm going to copy and then paste another report here. So this report that I want, let me remove all this, is category of product. So here you will see category. So I'm going to select category, and then I'm going to add profit and sales. So I'll select profit, and I'll also select sales. Now right here you will see this is my profit and this is my sales. So let me right click again and do a number format. I will right click on this, select number format, and click currency, remove decimal places, and just click OK. Alright, this is also my other report. Now there's one more report, or 2 more reports. 2 more reports I would like to create. Right. So the first one is I like to do a month-to-month percentage change of the sales, right? I want to see the month-to-month percentage change of the sales by different years. So I is our month-to-month of different years. How is different years been moving? How is this report has been going? So basically, the report I want there, I'm going to copy this. So let me duplicate this again. We want another report. Put a space and then enter. So let me remove everything I've put here. Okay, so like I said, I want a month-to-month percentage change. How is the change of revenue over time, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is to select month. But because I don't have month in my report, I'm going to select other date. So other date is what I want. So once you select other date, for those that are using Office 365 or Excel 2019 or 2016 upward, it's going to create an hierarchy for you automatically like this. So what I mean by hierarchy is immediately you select a date, it's going to add all these additional dates for you, month, quarter, year, right? I'm going to do that. But for those that don't have Office 365 or 2016, when you select your own order date, this is what is going to show you. Something like this. So let me ungroup. So this is what it's going to show you, right? But those are using 2013 and below. This is what you're going to see. Now there's a way to solve that problem. Let me show you. So the way to solve that problem is, once you see this list of dates, just right click here. For 2016 upward, you don't need to do this. It's only for 2013 below. For people that are using 2016, once you put your order date, it will generate an hierarchy. Now for 2016 upward, 2013 below, what you need to do is right click on the date, select group here, and select what you want. I want month, quarter, and year. Once you select these three things and click OK, then the hierarchy will now be generated for you here. And that's for the people that are using 2013 and below. Alright, great. So I'm going to untick quarter and I'm going to untick year. So since what I need is month, great. Then I'll select sales. Right now, I want this on month-on-month basis, which is this versus this, March versus February, April versus March, this versus this. But I want to split it down into years, so I'm basically going to need the year and carry year and put it in columns, right? Once I put year in columns, I will have something like this. Now what I want is percentage different from previous month. So I'm going to right click on probably 2014 and I'll come to show values as and pick percentage difference from. Once I do that, I will select previous. Base feed is my month and base item is previous, which means I want you to compare to the previous. Compare February to the previous month. Compare March to the previous month. Compare April to the previous month. Once I click OK, you can see, just generate the report. It's percentage difference. And January is not showing anything because there is no previous month to compare with. But you can see others have compared this perfectly. Right? Now, this is an awesome report I want to create. Now there is one more report, just one more report. Let's just do one more. So this report is just a report of breakdown of the years. I don't want to see the total profit that we generated in all of the year, right? So let me still copy any of my pivots. Probably there's one very simple one, and then I'm going to copy it and I'm going to go here to my, you can see I'm putting my report side by side. It's always good to do this, so you stack all your reports side by side, because when the pivot table is expanding, it doesn't overlap each other. So I'm going to paste this here and then untick. So profit is what I want, so let me untick. But what I want is profit by year, so I'll select profit. But this time I'm going to take year to column because I want the report to be like this, right? I want the report to be like this so I can see the total of them year on year like this. So I'll prefer profit to be this way. So make sure you put year in column. Alright, so this is all the reports we're going to create, and then that is it. So the next thing we do is, since we've created all this awesome report, what do we do? So let me rename this as reports, right? This is our report page. So since we created all this awesome report, what is next? The next thing is to now create a wireframe for your dashboard. So we need to create a wireframe for our dashboard. Alright, so to wireframe our report, I'll just go to the next sheet. I'll open a new sheet and I'm going to call this sheet dashboard, right? Dashboard. Alright, so in this dashboard, I will go to view, I will untick grid lines, and then probably maybe I should leave headings, but I should remove headings, but it's fine. I think I can still use headings for now. I'll remove that later. Now, what I need to do, the first thing you need to do is to decide on the color you want to use for this dashboard. So one of the websites I usually recommend for people to pick colors from is colors.co. So I'll put a link to the description in chat as well. Colors.co. So I usually recommend this a lot for people that want to decide on the colors they want to use on their dashboard. So you can go to this website and think of any color you want to use. Probably you have an organization, you can generate a color here. You can explore trending templates. I'm going to click on explore trending templates. Now, once you click on that, it will show you different colors you can pick from, different colors you can check from. So you can use this color, this is a color, this is a color combination, this is another color combination, this is a color combination, color combination, color combination, color combination. But for me, I think I'm going to use this first color combo, this first color combination, right? That's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this first color combo. I'm going to add a little bit of maybe one more color to it, right? But I'm going to use this color combo. So when you are building your dashboard, please select any combo of your choice, but just make sure the color you are selecting is amazing, so that when you post it online, I can see something amazing that you've done. So you don't necessarily have to use the same color as mine. So you can pick any color combinations and just build your dashboard based on that. But for me, I'm going to use this first color combo, right? So once you decide on the color you are using, right, the next thing is to think about how you want to structure your report. So let me go to my Excel. Now what I want to like is, for me, I'm going to go to Insert, I'll go to Illustrators and pick Shapes, or you can go to Shapes, this rectangle shape, and I'm going to draw a shape up here, right? I'm going to put a shape up here. So I'm kind of structuring my dashboard now. So what I want is, I want to put just a title at the top here, and this is how I want this title to look like. Now once you select this, you will see shape format. So for shape outline, I don't really want any outline. And then for shape fill, I'll prefer this dark color, right? This third one here, this dark color. So this is what my title is going to look like. So that's the first thing I'm going to create. Now on this title, after I have my title at the top here, what I will also want to create is probably a card. So I want to put some cards at the top of this. So I'm going to go to Insert again, and I'm going to select Shapes and pick this shape. It's called Rounded Corners. So I'll draw this like this. So I can put it here, make it a little bit bigger, probably here. And I'm going to go to Shape Outline, probably this third outline again. And Shape Fill, I just want it to be white, so make it automatic, right? Then I'm going to duplicate this guy 3 times. 2 and then 3, right? Once I do this, one thing I also like to do is I would like to align this shape perfectly. I want to align it perfectly. So to do that, I can select this. So you don't have to align shape one by one, right? Once you select the 3 shapes, at the top you will see alignment under shape format. Alignment. Then you can say align top to align everything at the top, and you can say distribute horizontally, so to distribute the card evenly, and all the cards will just be like this. Alright, so this is the 3 cards I want to see at the top. So what else would you like to see in your dashboard? So this is how to plan the dashboard. After this, I probably would like to see also some cards or some charts. Let me minimize this. So I also like to see some charts below here, and maybe another one here. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to insert again. I'll go to Illustration Shapes, and I'll pick this rounded corner, and I'll draw one of these like this. Alright, so I'll draw one of this like this. I think I prefer this to be thinner, so I can edit this guy like this. So I want this guy to be like this. I don't want any outline, and I want the shapes to be white. So this is white. Okay, let me add I think white is fine, right? But for the whites to come out, maybe what I'll basically do is to have a background color. So I can select just select anywhere in the cell, Control A, and change the background color of my, the background color of my cell to be probably the first one or the second one. But let me pick the first one here, this white background, 5% thicker, right? Once I select this, you can see it's a little bit thicker, right? But we're still going to put a shape at the back, because when you want to put these reports to post online, the background color may not show. So I'll show you how to do that later. So I can pick this guy and shift it up a little bit here and duplicate it, right? Since I have this one, so here probably I need another one, but no, let me make this one shorter. So I may need to do probably just a short. So I'm going to duplicate it again, but this one I'll make it longer. So I want to put something like a line chart, so I'll make it longer, and I'll shift it close to this one. Now I'm going to duplicate again, put another one down here. Now this one that I'm putting down here, I want to make it a little bit longer than the first one. Okay, this one is the line is not even, so let me do this. Now I'm going to do Ctrl D again, and then add this one here, and then probably drag it like this. So this way I've created a shape for how many charts now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, great. But I still have this empty space. Okay, I have this empty space, so I can still bring in more charts. and just let me duplicate this guy, and let me bring this guy here. But I'm going to make this one very small, and probably I think I want three card here, so I'm going to make it 3 cards. So a small one, Ctrl D, I'm going to add. Okay, so where is it? I think I do Ctrl D and I can't find it. Okay, so probably I should just move it from the edge a little bit. I think it's too close to the edge. Yep. So Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Where's my shape? I think I do Ctrl V and it just disappears. Okay, yeah, it's on it. So I can put it here and another one there as well. Another one, make it 3. But this other one, I would like it to be a little bit longer than the rest. Even this one is too much. So let me reduce this guy and then this guy. And I'm basically going to duplicate this guy again, and then I'll make this guy longer than the others. Alright, so but now you can see that I think my shape, you can zoom in to also see my shape is not, I think it's not probably well aligned here. It's not well aligned here, so I can select it and probably select this 3 guy. So let me move this guy a little bit here and select 3 of them like this, and say come to shape format and put align to the left, and then distribute vertically, so it will be vertically this time. Okay, so I can select this guy since they're at the top as well, and I'll say align top, so all of them can be on the same page. Then I'll select this guy and this guy since they are together, and I'll also say align top, right? Then once they align top, I can bring them closer a little bit to the others. Okay, so now, right now that I have this guy, so I have this my wireframe now. So but this first one, I like it to be another color entirely. So if I go to my color scheme, so I can use this color. So I'm going to pick this guy. Look at this by clicking on it to give you the color code. So if you go to shape format now and you come to shape fill, then you come to more colors, right? You come to more colors. Immediately you click more colors, you come to custom, and this is where you're going to paste the color. You're going to paste it here, right? And you see, I just paste it here, and once I click OK, so look at it, right? Now the second one, I want it to be a dark color, so I'm going to shape fill and select the one similar to the one I did up there, which is this third one, which is this one at the top. Then the third one, I would like to use the pink color, so I'll go back here and select this color, this one, FFA, and come to shape fill, more colors, custom, and paste it here, right? Paste it here, and I'll click OK. Okay, so these are the color scheme that I'm using. So you can see the color scheme that I'm using already. You can see the color scheme that I'm using already here. So another thing you should watch out for is all these small alignments. So in case your dashboard is not well aligned very well, so you should try as much as possible to make sure that all the shapes are, because this is where the work is, all the shapes are very aligned. Even these guys here, I can move them a little bit to the middle, since I know what I'm doing now, so they are all in the middle. Or something like this. Let me let them stay here, stuff like this. Okay, so they can stay in the middle. So this is my wireframe, right? I want a card here, 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 and a chart here, a chart here, a chart here. So basically I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? I need 11 numbers to fill up this place and 11 reports to fill up this place. So since we've created our wireframe, the next thing is to start building our dashboard. Alright, so to start our dashboard, I will start by reporting on all these total numbers that we have in our report here. So to link numbers into your dashboard, you're going to use shapes, right? I'm going to go to insert. I will come to text box. Text box is probably under text for me, and I'll select text box. I'll draw the text box like this. Once I draw it like this, I think this has a background color, so let me come to shape format and say shape fill. I don't want any fill, no fill. Even shape outline, I don't want any outline, right? Once I do that, then I'll go to the formula bar. So the formula bar is the intermediary between Excel and shape, right? I'll click inside the formula bar, But before you click inside the formula bar, make sure you are not inside the text box typing. Click on the edge, so this text box is active like this. Then go to here, say equals to report, and I'll select profit. Right? I'm going to select profit like this. So, or let me start with sales. I'll select sales like this. Right? Sales. But for some of you, right, once you do this, like, let me go back. So once you do this, your pivot table, get pivot table may be on. What I mean by get pivot table, you go to pivot analyze on any pivot table, and you click the drop down beside this pivot table here, options here, you will see generate get pivot data. If this is on, when you try to reference the pivot table, it will give you an error, right? To give you an error. And I can do an example with that again. So let me go to equals to again. I'm going to go to equals to report and select sales. Immediately I do this, can you see get pivot data? So it's going to be an error. So to get rid of that, the best thing to do is to go back to pivot table analyze, come to the drop down here, select options and tick this so that this is not ticked. Once you get rid of that, then it will be easy for you to link all your data, right? And I'll come here and put this here. So this is sales. This is sales. So for sales, I'm going to put it right here. Then I'm going to format this number probably very well. But I don't know. I think my sales should have yeah. My sales should have dollar sign. So I don't know why it doesn't have it. So yep. So this is my sales. My sales has a dollar sign, and then I'm going to click here. So this is my sales here. I'm going to go to insert again, select text box again here. But for me not to be doing this over and over again, so I can even just duplicate this guy, right? So I can just duplicate this guy like this. Then I'll go back, clean this guy here and say equals to. So the one I want to put in the middle is profit. So I'll come here and select profit, and then that is the guy. Also duplicate again to generate quantity. So I'm going to come here and say I want to generate quantity. I want to put quantity here. So where's quantity? So this is quantity, and then this is it right here, right? Now I'm going to format this shape. So here I will increase this size of this to probably 18. I'll bold it as well. So let me make it bigger. I'll centralize it like this at the top so it can show perfectly. Right, my numbers can show very well. Great. So I have this like this, so I can just use this formatting and put it on others, so I don't have to do that again and again. Okay, so I can just also put this guy and select this guy here. Okay, so for this guy to go to the middle of this, I can even select this guy so that they can be on the same page. Select them, go to shape alignment, come here and say align top, so you know they are all on the top, right? And I think that is fine. So now once you have this, you have this here, the next thing we're going to do is to generate like a heading for all of them. So I'm going to go to insert again, come to text, select text box. So my text box, I'm going to click here and type total sales, right? Total sales. But I don't want the shape fill for this, so I'll come here and remove the shape fill. So no fill, right? No fill. Okay. And outline as well. I don't want any outline, so no outline. All right, great. So I have this here, but I'm going to make this color, right? So the color I just bring, you see your recent color here. All the new color you just bring, you will see them here, right? And if you need another color, you can. If you go back to your color page, you will see all the color here. You see them here. So I can just come here and then make this bigger. So probably, I think 12 is okay. And then I'm going to put it at the middle here, and I'm going to make it the color that I import, right? So that my color can be uniform. Or I can probably choose a darker version of this, maybe this one. Oh no, that's too dark. Probably this one. All right. So now I'm going to duplicate this guy and put it here. Okay. So since this one is a profit, so I'll change this to total profit generated. Total profit generated. Okay. So make it bigger, and then I'm going to make this one another color, probably black, so that I'm just trying to do more design, right? It's just design sake. Okay, and just generate this again, Ctrl D again, and then come here and then change this to something else. So I'm going to call this total quantity sold. Total quantity sold. Total quantity sold. Alright, so I'm going to put this here, and I think we are getting there just by adding this guy here. So we are getting there. So this one should be total. Right, great. So I'm going to drag this guy up a little bit and make it central. Click here, come to shape format, align them to the top so they are the same page, and like that. So I have all my cards named. I have all the card names, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is to add an icon. So to add an icon to this, you can either go to Insert and select Icons. So if you don't have icons on your version of Excel, you can go to online and download different icons and bring it into Excel. But if you have icons, just come here and select icons. So I will need different icons actually. At least I will need like let's say 7 icons or 5 icons. So if I'm going to pick 5 or 6 icons, I can select all of them at once. So I don't have to be doing it one by one. So let me type analysis here. I can see any icon related to analysis, right? So probably I should select this search. I should select something like this one. I should select probably this one. I don't know if I should select I think I've selected 3 already, so let me look for another interesting one. So let me clean analyst. So well, you can use different icon for yours while you are building your own report. You don't necessarily need to use the same thing as mine. So I'm looking for some other icons here. These are different icons you can use. So I think I should bring this guy as well. So let me bring this guy as well, and let me just type probably Seco. Maybe anyone related to Seco. Oh, not really. I don't want Seco really. So you can see how many icons you've selected here. I've selected 4. Well, I still need more. Let me add this guy to make it 5, and then 1 more to make it 6. Just 1 more to make it 6. I need something like a circle that makes sense. Probably I'm just going to settle for this guy. Where is it? Just provide it right now. I saw a guy I want to settle for now. Where are you? I think I'm moving too fast. Okay, so I'm going to settle for this guy here. So I'll select another one. This one. Yep. So once I pick it, then once you do that, you just click on Insert icon, and it's going to download all your 6 icons. And these are the icons, eh? These are all of the icons. So I just bring 6 icons, right? So I'm going to use this first one. I'm going to put it here. You can go to graphic format. You can actually change the fields to white. I want this one to be white, and the outline of this two should be, I think I can do white as well. So when I reduce the size, and then put it here, all right, put it here. Now that is like a title icon. So I need icon for these guys too, for my total sales. So I'm going to come here and just go to graphics and make this one this color, right? And no outline. Okay, no outline, right? So I'm going to put it beside my sales. That's an icon for sales. Probably put it beside sales here. Okay, now then this one I'll also make it that color, this color, and put it beside my profit. That's an icon. And the third one, I'm going to use this guy. Also come to graphic fill, select this color, and put it beside my quantity. Make it smaller a little bit, and then this guy should probably come down a little bit. Yeah, I think that's it now. This remaining 2, probably I can put one of them here. So let me reduce the size and just put it here. Let me just put it here. Yep. And the second one, I can put it also here, something like this. I'm going to change the color to white so that the white will come up there. Great. Now I have all the icons that I needed for my report. The next thing is probably add a title to this. So I'm going to go to Insert, Text Box, select Text Box, and then let's give this a title. We can say Superstore Sales Analysis Dashboard. Superstore Sales Analysis Dashboard, right? And I can just do enter here and do report. Since the last year is 2017, so I can say report as at 2017. Then I'm going to carry this guy and put it here. First thing first, remove the shape fill, no shape fill, and also no outline. Now I want the first letter to be bigger than the second one, so I will highlight it, make it bigger, make it very big, or I think it's too big. Okay, something like this, and then make them probably color white. So color white, and probably bold them so you can easily see them. All right. So this is it. And I just put a title into my report. So the next thing is to start all the different charts. So I'm building the chart for all of my reports. So let me start with my segment by sales. So let me go to my report. The segment by sales, I can do Alt F1 to start a chart. That's a shortcut. Or you can go to Insert, come here and come and select any chart of your choice. So I want this one. Right, once I select it is here, I'll go back to the chart, right click here and say from lowest to highest so that the chart can show me from highest to lowest. So I'll come here, sort, and say from smallest to largest. So this chart can show like this. Great. So these are field buttons. They are called buttons on charts. So I'm going to right click it and say hide all field buttons on charts. Right click on any of the button and say hide. Then I don't need this total. I'll click and delete it. Right. Can also come here probably untick these grid lines and untick this probably not axis. So I think this is fine. So what I just need to untick is this one. Select this one. I'm going to select it here and just delete it because I don't need it. Then I'll switch on the data label. Then I'll come to the arrow in front of this data label and select inside hand. Then the next thing we do is to probably have maybe we should just have a title, right? And in this title I can just call it segment sales, and let me add something below contribution. I just click enter. Contribution, that's what I did, enter. So let me drag this guy to here, this guy here. Now we can start, let me make this left align. So we can start formatting this from doing colors, doing different things, and just changing a lot of things. Now to format a chart, when you right click on any axis in the chart, so let's say for this bars for example, if I right click on it and say format axis, an axis will pop up here. Now to change the color of the bar, there's a fill and line here, fill and line option. I'm going to click it and come to fill, change this color from here to the new color that I pick. Can you see that new color? That is it. Now this one I want it to be probably white. Let's see if white is going to make sense here. So text options, I can even change it from here to white. Okay, so I think the white has come up, but I can probably make it black, so I think the white is not that visible. Alright, so we've done that. So the next thing I may probably change is this thing. I want to make it bigger. So here what I will do is just to reduce the gap width. I'm basically going to reduce the gap width. Once I reduce it, it's going to make it bigger. So I can make it like maybe 77. 77 is fine. Now the heading again, I'm going to work on the heading. So the first heading is fine as black. So the second heading, I'm going to make that our color, which is this one. I'm going to reduce the size to probably a 10.5, but let me say 10, just 10. Okay, and then this guy here, this one here, let me make it that our other color too, which is this third one, third level. Okay, so another thing I saw here is this guy here, this line here. So this line you can see here, I come to fill and line, I can say no fill. So once I say no fill, no line, so no fill, no fill. So that line should disappear. So just come to no fill under border, no fill, right? That's what I did. And once you have this, the entire chart itself, I don't want a line chart, a border for it. I would say no lines, no line as well for the entire chart, right? So I'm going to click it now. We are done with this first chart. I'm just going to cut it, Ctrl X, go to my dashboard and paste. Once I paste, this guy is here, and I want to paste it on this first place. So I'm going to reduce it a little bit, and fit it right here, and make sure it fits perfectly. So if it does not fit, like all these numbers that are not fit, select the number and reduce the size of these numbers. You can reduce the size here. Once you reduce, I think this size is also too small, but let me make it that. But I'm also going to reduce the size of this axis here. You can click on it and drag it up a little bit. I think the size will be bigger from there. Yep, and then the number, let me reduce the number a bit. But if the number is not showing perfectly, another thing we can do is we can show it in 1,000 or in million, so it shows perfectly and correctly. Alright, so this is it. I just drag it there, but let me zoom it so we can see. I'm just zooming my screen. Let me close this as well. So this guy is here. So report number 1 done. The report number 2 is this guy down here. What do I want to put here? So I would like to do the percentage contribution of profit. Let me put it here. Alright, so I'll go to my report. What is the percentage contribution of profit? This guy here, contribution of profit, right? I'm going to go to insert. I want to use a pie chart this time, a donut chart. Donut. This is what I did again. I select here, insert, come here, and pick a donut. Now from donut, I don't like this line too, so I'm going to right click and say hide all feed buttons from chart. Then this guy that is on the left, I'm going to put it at the right. Legend, click the arrow in front of it and say left. So it's going to come here. Now the color, I think I'm going to do the color to match with the color we'll be using in our own report. So the bigger version, I can select it like this. Once you select it, look at it, I just select it twice, it comes here. And I'm going to go to format, shape field, I'm going to make this one like this black. Then this one, I'm going to make it our color, which is this one. And the smaller one, I'm going to make it the blue color. Alright, this way we've used our same color. So I'm going to go to title again and say percentage contribution of, let me put this one in the next line, segment to profit, right? Of segment to profit. So let's drag it to the right and then center, just left align it, make this one size 10. Remember the other formatting that we've done, and change this color to this color. So this one can be our black color, which is the black color I've been using. Right, so you can see that because those colors, not this one, the third one. So because those colors have been there already, I can easily just pick them, and I'm going to remove border. I'm going to remove, I can go to formatting and say shape outline, no outline for this chart border. So cut it again, go to my dashboard, and then paste it here. So since it's here, what you need to do is just to reduce the size. Alright, so reduce the size like this. Let's reduce the size. Probably reduce the size a little bit more. And then if I want to make this guy bigger, I can make this guy bigger to be bigger. Alright, so that's report 2 done. Right? That's my report 2 done. I'm just zooming in and zooming out. Report 2 done. Now let's do this report to this side, which is this one before we do this one at the top here. So this third one is basically very simple as well. So the report I'm going to use is my the product category by the sales and profit. And there's a report I did that shows the product category by sales and profit. So I'm going to leave this guys now. So I'm coming here, this one. So the product I'm going to use, go to inside again, this chart, and select this bar here. This one. Which one should I select? second one. No, I don't want this one. Let me select the first one. Insert, go to insert, come here and select the first one. Right, this first one is fine. So I'm going to right click here and do hide all feed buttons from chart again, and then this sum of revenue and sum of sales and profits. So probably I should rename this so it should show it perfectly. Profits, and this is sales, so it's not showing sum of. All right, so select the chart. Let's format it. Click the plus, remove the grid lines. The legend, let's make the legend to be at the top. I'm going to select top, and I'm going to drag it to the top right here. Then let's also add title to this chart title, and the title of this chart is product category by sales and profit. Sales and profit. I'm going to drag this guy here. Now remember this guy, I'm going to remove it. It doesn't make any sense, so I'm going to add a data label instead, and I'm going to make this guy bigger. Okay, so the color as well. So I'm going to select this guy, go to format, and change the shape fill color to our deer color, which is the one we've been using. And this one also to our second deer color, is the one we've been using. This color. Okay. Now remember this guy. I'm going to select it and say shape outline to be no outline, and I can see it disappear. Now once I have this, the next thing is to format is the heading. So remember, we format our heading very straightforward. This second one should be size 10, and the color should be this color, while the first one should be this color. Alright, great. So we have this already. So what I can just do is to make the data label go inside. I can do inside hand. I think this makes sense. I'm going to cut this, go to my dashboard, and then paste this here. Alright, so come here and then reduce the size a little bit and put it here. Now you need to make sure your chart is well aligned, it's not squashed. Alright, well, but this my chart has outline. So let me select the chart, go to outline and say no outline. So it doesn't have an outline. And the technology is not showing well. I need to probably adjust this, or select this guy and then go here and reduce the size by 1 so it fits perfectly. And then also this guy is not showing well, so let me adjust it. Okay, now chart 2 is done, but I can still increase this bars the way I did the other one. So right click on it. You can just basically right click on the bar. So let me do that again. Right click, format data series. Then here just reduce the gap width a little bit, so probably 82 or so. I think, yeah, okay, I think 52 is fine. It's amazing. All right, great. So we have the second chart. Now the third chart. So let's do one more, which is this one here. This one right here. This one right here is what we're going to do now. Now this one is a line chart. We're going to use a line chart. So I'll go to my other reports. My report here. This is this last report. I'm going to select it. I'm going to insert and pick a line chart. So where is the line chart? Okay, line chart is here, right here. Line chart. Okay, no, sorry, that's not a line chart. So why are you a line chart? A line chart. Okay, here. So I'm going to select line chart right here. Alright, so I'm going to format this line chart as well. Right click on this, say hide all feed buttons from chart. Yes, I'm going to come to legend and say top. So I'm going to drag it to the right, just as usual. And then the lines, I'm going to probably remove the grid lines. And then I'm going to now format all these lines one by one, right? So I'm going to select one of the line, format data series. So I'm going to come here, fill and line, make it smooth, and reduce the width to 1.5. So do the same thing for all of the line charts. Smooth, 1.5. So then the next one, 1.5, smooth. This one, 1.5, smooth. Yeah, is that all? I think that's all. I've selected all the four. Selected all the four, right? And I've smoothed it. But yeah, that is it. So once you do that, the next thing you're going to do is to change the colors of those line charts, make them in line with the color you're using. So this one I'm going to select. The line color should be this, my color, and select this one. Probably pick a black color for this one, which is this one. And then there's one more that doesn't look like my color. This one. Select it and let's make it the light blue. Okay, so this way everything is all related to my color. Alright, amazing. So I'm going to cut it like this and take it to my dashboard here and click on paste here. So let me reduce the size and move it up. Okay, put it here. I also have not removed the outline, so shape outline, no outline for the chart, and this is not showing perfectly, so I need to know about it. Drag it and reduce the size of the legend just a little bit, so at least as long as you can see it, doesn't need to be very big. And I think I've not added a title to it, so chart title, and take my title to the left. And what should I type here? Month to month percentage change in profit, and then comparing 2014 to 2017. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this guy, make it left align, reduce the size to 10. Remember that size, and the color we use. So this one too, I'm going to highlight it, reduce the size a bit, and then make it our color, which is the third one. Alright, so this guy is a little bit short, so I can drag it up. Okay, so that is my line chart. But I still feel that this line chart is too thick. Probably I should use like one point, just one. I should just use only one for them instead of 1.5. Or what do you think? Okay, I can leave it as 1.5. Really? Let's leave it at 1.5. Let's leave it at 1.5, and then let me reduce this guy a little bit backward. A little bit backward. Okay, I think it's too much. Oh, okay, great. And this guy, I need to reduce the size to, is it 10 already? Yep, I think that is it. This one is 14 and this one is 10. So great, so that's fine. Now one more thing, this line here can make it red, so that's like the baseline, so I can know the baseline is red. But even the red, I'm going to not just going to make it like that. I'm going to do an outline and make it dot dot. So dash it, make it dot dot. So just yep, across. Now that's my fourth chart. So the next chart I have is all these guys here. So how do we quickly build this up? Right. So let's start with these three to the left here. So here we have like cards here. So you know how to build cards. I think we've known how to do that already. I can even just duplicate this guy here, so I don't need to reinvent the wheel. So bring this guy here and then come and reference something. So what do we want to bring here? So we would like a total transaction. So my transaction is at the top here. So total transaction is here. I'd like to bring my transaction here. No, so let me duplicate this again, and then this one is right here. Okay, so here, but I think I need to reference something. So what should I reference here? This one should be probably the total discount given. I'm not sure I have the report right. Yes, I don't have it. So let me do a total discount given here, and this is it. Let me make it color white so it can show color white. Okay, and I think it's at the back, so we need to bring it forward. Okay, probably make it bigger. Okay, so where are you? Why are you not showing? Okay, let me centralize it back. Let's see. I think it's there. I think it's there. It's my report that says hanging, probably. Okay, but if that doesn't work, let me just, I don't want to be lazy. Let me go and pick the text box again and do select the edge equals to quantity discount. So do that discount. So this is the discount. Now go to shape format, remove the outline, and also remove the fill. And I'm going to make the color of the text white. Okay, great. So once I have these two guys here, I'm just going to make them a little bit bigger. So let me move this guy here. Remove this guy here, make it big to some points, put it here probably, and put the icon beside it. And let's do some test design. So let me duplicate this guy and use it. So this guy, I'm going to bring it here. So let's call this total transaction. Total transaction, right? Total transaction, and then you can say count across all record. Count across all record. All right. So let me reduce the size of this. Make it white and reduce the size. Okay, probably make it. Let me make it black. And then the first one, I'll make it white, so they all stand out. Okay, so this is just design. Okay, that's just design. Okay, so once I do that, that is it. And then I can even put another shape below here if I want to. So dragging this one here. So I'm calling this one total discount. Total discount. So given across all sales. Alright, let's make that white to white, and then increase the size of this guy. Okay, great. I think this is nice, amazing. Okay, I can just even put another shape below that, just this little shape, and then I'm going to put the number of transaction. Number of transaction. So this is white. I'll put it here. Remember, no shape fill for this one as well, no fill, and then no outline. So I'm going to make it very small. I'll put it down here. This is my number of transaction. Okay, number of transaction. So let's duplicate this guy as well. Bring it here, and let me call this discount. Okay, discounts. All right, so now I'm done with this other two cards here. I'm just willing to do one more card more, which is this card down here. So what are we going to put here? So once we put something here, I think we are almost done. We are close to being done. So what are we going to put here? Now, what I think we should put here is to just do probably a segment by quantity. So you know that segment by quantity, you can easily just put it here, right? So I'm going to use shape a lot for that as well. So let me duplicate, let me just go and just pick a new text box right here, and then just do equals to my report. So sales by quantity, I want this guy, so I'm going to bring this guy here. Right, consumer, we duplicate consumer to equals to this again, bring corporate, Okay, duplicate this guy again, and let me go and bring the third one, which is what? Which is home office. Alright, home office should be a little bit bigger, I guess. Yeah, but I think all of them should have the same size as home office, so that it can be neat and tidy. Alright, so after I have this, then the next thing is let's duplicate this guy and go and bring the figure. So I'm going to do equals to this is row 8. This is the figure. Let me duplicate this guy. It's going to be 9, and then this is going to be 10. Since they're all on the same page. Right, so let's centralize this guy, probably make it small a little bit, and then let's do the same formatting for this guy and then this guy. So we have our total, we have the third box, right? But I can even make this another design, so if I don't want it this way, so just come here, shape fill, no fill, and no outline, right? No fill, no outline. So let's drag it back a little bit, and then just probably put the same for this guy and for this guy. I'm going to highlight the three of them, go to shape format, say align left, right? So that all of them can go to the left. Correct. And this guy also, probably I should have another design for this guy as well. Maybe I should have no fill, no outline, and then make it bigger. And let's make it bigger. So, and I'm going to repeat the same thing for this guy, and the same thing for let me make this guy bigger as well. The same thing for this guy, and then I'll make it bigger as well. Okay, so then I can make all of them probably color white. Let me highlight them, make them white. Alright, then I can also add one more design, just a line in between of them, so I can hold control so that the line can be straight, or shift, I mean, can hold the shift so that the line can be straight, and then make the shape outline white, and then let's duplicate the line. Line should come here. Duplicate the line. Right, so you have the line, you have all the line duplicated. Yeah, and I think we are probably done with that. The only thing I need to do now is to add a title to that. So I can copy this guy here and then duplicate it downward and put something like that here. So I'm going to call this segment by quantity of products sold. So let me select this and change the color. Alright, so we are done with this report. It remains one report in our wireframe. So one of the reports I would like us to do is the top 10. This top 10 staged by sales. But because we can't really bring a table like this into here, so there's a special design on how we're going to do that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to create a bullet point first. I'm going to insert and bring in a shape. Bring a shape, probably something like the size. So this size, I'm going to do a shape fill and pick that our color. Remember that our color that we're using, this one, and remove the outline. There should be no outline. Now I'm going to duplicate this guy 10 times, right? I'll put probably a space here. Let me add more space. Okay, so don't worry about the outline. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So once you do this, what you do is you select all of the card again. So try and select it. If you can't select everything at once, the one you selected, you can drag it to the right like this, so that you can have the opportunity to select others. So once you select this, then you come here and say align to the left to align everything. and you say distribute vertically. Right? Once you do that, and I click out, so look at it, that's distribute everything vertically. Right? So let me do that again. Come here and say align and say distribute vertically. Once it's done that makes sense, then I can right click and then group the shape. So just group. So I can group it. Now I have this shape grouped, so I can bring it down a little bit to somewhere around here. Alright, so once you have this, the next thing I'm going to do is to create a 10 text box. I'll go here, go to text box, select another text box, and draw the text box across like this. So in this text box, I want to reference the first state, so I will do equals to this one. Notice this one is J8, so we are moving from J8 to J17, so we can be changing the numbers. So once I do this, I'll push it up like this, and I can duplicate this as well downward. But before I duplicate, I think I need to remove the outline. So say outline, no outline, right? No outline. So I'm going to duplicate this guy and put it down here. And I think no fill as well, not just outline. So let me go back to shape format and say no fill. No fill as well. So once I duplicate this and I put it here, I can now duplicate. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the last one, you can align the last one very well up to here, and the first one very well up to where you want it, right? So once you do that, just select everything. I'm going to select everything like this, and I'm going to say align to the left, right? And also distribute vertically. So once I do that, it should distribute everything vertically. Then I'll right click on it and also put this. Okay, so you can see, yeah, this is getting amazing. Now, once I have this list of California like this, you can see the first one is using J8. So I'm going to click on the second one and change that to J9. That's Florida. This one to J10. J10, Illinois. J11. J12. Sorry, I removed the J actually. So don't forget to don't forget to remove the J while you're doing that. So J13. I also removed the J again. Why am I doing that? J14. J15. J16. And then J17. Sorry, I think I removed the entire thing. Equals to J17. J17 here. Hit enter. So that way I've linked the entire stuff here. So the next thing I'm going to do is to duplicate this guy one more time. So the entire group, I'm going to duplicate it and put it in front here. I can make it align, select the second one and say align, probably align top, so they are the same. Okay, so once I know they are the same, two of them are here, so I'm going to change this as well. So if you look at the report, this is K, not J. So you can now change this one to K. So I'm basically going to change all the J here to K. Alright, so K, and then come here to K. This is also K. So you change the entire thing like that. Alright, so once you're done, I think the first one, which is the top, the one that is leading, I will have to add a special design to that. So I can come here and change the color of that to white and the shape fill of that to this color, right? This color. So that's to show that this is the one leading the state, right? Okay, so I think I'm done with this. The next thing is to probably add a title to this. So I can copy this guy here. Let me make use of this guy and just put it here and change the color to probably black, so I can see it, or this third one here, and then I'm going to call this top 10 states by sales. All right, top 10 sales by sales. So let's make this our column, right? And then let's reduce the size, and the one at the top, let's also reduce the size, and then probably remove the board. Okay, so now this is looking like it. This is looking like it, and yeah, I think this is looking like it. This is looking like it, but I still need to remove the board from here. Okay, so this is looking like it. Top 10 state by sales. Now the next thing I'm going to do, right? I think I have almost everything I want. The next thing I'm going to basically do is to add some just make use of this space here, right? Just want to make use of this space. And if I look at my report, the report I've not really used. I've not used my percentage of profit. I'm not sure I've used my percentage of profit anywhere, and I'm not sure I've used the last report here, which is this one. So I want to use it very well. So this one, I'm going to have another card. So let me bring in another card. Insert your text box here, and this text box, I'm going to reference my percentage of profit. Let's use the 12%. So remember, no fill. So the text is going to be the blue, or probably let me use the blue that I used initially here and make it bigger. Okay, and put it somewhere here. Okay, once I put it somewhere here, then I can add a text around it, right? So let's bring in the text box again. And just write something here and say 12% is the approximated percentage, right? It's the approximated percentage. Okay, so let me remove the shape fill from here, and also the outline fill, and then let's make the text our color. Right, so is the approximated. Let me reduce the size. So probably what size should I give that? Should I give it? This is like 12. Okay, so can give it like 10, or can still make it the 12 actually. Yeah, I can make it 11 actually. But what I'm going to do is I'll leave one here, and I'm going to duplicate this text box. So here I'm going to delete the percentage, and then reduce the size of this, and probably put this here, and continue the statement. So is the approximate percentage of profit generated. Alright, so once I have that, I can just leave this like this. And leave this like this. Right, so once I leave this like this, I think the next thing to probably do is to have my last chart, which is this one. So this one here. So let me do a chart for this. I'm going to go to insert and use this chart. Okay, the third one. I'm going to right click, hide off fit buttons on charts. The legend also, I'm going to delete it. I don't need the legend. I don't need the thick. I think I need the data label. But the data label that I need is the separate kind of data label. So I don't need this guy here too. I'm going to delete it. And even this guy here, I'm going to delete it. So I don't need it. And I'm going to right click on this and just say format data series. So let me just do data label. Then once I select data label, I'll go to this options. I'm going to remove values and put series name. So here as well, I'm going to remove the value and put series name, so I can know the year. That's what I'm doing. Remove value, put series name. Remove value, put series name. Okay, So once I have all the year, the next thing is to change the colors. So go to fill and then change this ones to color related to my color, and then this one to another color related, which is the sky, and then this one to another of my related color, sky, and the sky. Then I'm going to change the color of the legend to white, maybe this one also to white, this one's to white, and this one's to white. So once I have this, I think the next thing is to take it to my chart. Okay, so I'm going to cut it, go to my dashboard, and then paste it right here. All right, but I'm going to remove the outline, the shape fill, and the outline from my chart, so it's not showing outline and shape fill. So let's reduce the size a bit more. I'm going to increase this guy, and then I will drag it here. Okay, so okay. And I think tests the data label. Probably I should reduce the size of the data label. So I'm going to reduce the size of the data label. One thing you should make sure you do is make everything align perfectly. Don't okay, so I'm going to leave that there. That's it. And I think the last thing to do is to add slicers. To make this report very interactive is to add slicers. Add slicers. Now, how do we add slicers? So if you go to any of the reports in your visual, any of the reports, I can come here. Let me start from the first report. Go to pivot table analyze, and you see insert slicer here. Once you click that, how many slicers do you want to add? I think we should add 3 slicers. So I'm going to add ship mode as a slicer. I'm also going to add here as a slicer, and maybe region. So region. So that 3 slicer is enough, right? So there's 3 slicers. Okay, so let me start from the region. So for region, let me cut this and take it to my dashboard. So for region, I want to put it at the top here. At the top here. So I'm going to change the slicer from this to 4, right? And then I am going to put it right here, right at the top here. And I think I should reduce the size of probably this. I should reduce the size of this guy so my region can fit perfectly here. Great. Now, to make your region a little bit, to make your slicer a little bit kind of interesting, you need to know how to edit a slicer. So if you come to a slicer here, you will see different template of slicers, previous template of slicers that have been there. Now, to kind of create your own slicer template, what you should do is right click on any of them. You can right click on any of them and duplicate. Once you duplicate it, to show here, so, and you can say my slicer design, and we can design this slicer the way we want. But since we are putting this guy on top of a black, so I can say the old slicer format should be the fill color should be probably the old slicer should be this color, which is that black. All right, and then the border color should be the black as well, which is this guy. Okay, so I can even remove by selecting this guy, so it has changed it, and then I'll click OK. So after we change the entire heading, now the heading, what should the heading be? The heading, I'm going to do a format. The fill for the heading should also be this guy, and the border should also be the border of the heading should also be this guy. So, and then the font of the heading should be white, since we've changed the background of the heading to black, so the font should be white. Now the next thing is selected item with data. So what our selected item with data, what should it be? So our selected item, the font should be white. I prefer the font should be white, and the border color should be probably we can leave it at what is it, or we can leave it at what it is, or we can do this blue design if we want to. And then the fill design, we can pick more colors. So the fill design actually, so the fill design is going to be based on our color. So if you go to the website where we are picking our color from, so the field design is this guy, and I'm going to put it here. So okay, and this is how the field design should be. Okay, so the same thing we also edit is selected item with data. We also would need to come to unselected item. You can ignore with no data for now. We don't need to treat that. Unselected item with data as well. Let's make it the same format. So unselected item with data, the field should be this color we use now, the color I just copied. So I'm going to paste and click OK, and the border should be white. The border should be white, and then the font should be white, and the border should be maybe this. The font should be white, and I'm going to click OK. All right. So let me even the unselected item with no data. I think this border, this field color that I think should be similar. It should be similar to that one. So let me use a lighter version of it, or a darker version of it. Yeah, the darker version of it, and let's see how it's going to be look like. So immediately I click OK, it will have created a new custom for you here. I'm just going to select it. So let's see how it's this, and you see how interesting it is. You just did the color the way we want, and it fits perfectly, right? And that's something like what we want. Now the next thing to do is to connect this slicer to the entire report. So I'm going to right click on it and say report connections, and select all the pivot tables. So these slicers can be connected to all of them, all of the entire report, right? I'm going to click OK. Okay, so that's the slicer for the region. Now the other two slicers, ship mode and the year, let me bring it here and paste it here. So the ship mode, I'm going to reduce the size a bit and probably place it somewhere here. Okay, then the other one too, here, I'm going to copy that and also paste it here. So here I'm going to do something like this. Okay, so let's add a little bit of design to this, a little bit of design to this as well. So design to this as well. So because if I select the design I pick already for this one, it won't work perfectly because the background of this one is different from the background of here. So I would like to pick the background of here so that this report can be perfect. So I'll select this guy, go to slicer again, right click on my slicer, and also duplicate again. So once you duplicate again, I'll say my slicer design 2. Okay, so the old slicer is what we're going to change first. The old slicer should not be field color, it should be this color. This is the color we use for the other one. You have to use the exact color so it can pop up. Then the font, it doesn't have font. The border, you have to pick the exact color as well for the border. Then the heading, I think I'm going to do a little bit of heading. So the border, the heading should be the same border. Let's just do that. Then the heading should also be this thing, and the font of the heading should be black. Should be black instead. And then we can also reduce that font to probably an 8, or yeah, an 8. And let's click OK. So select that item with no data. I think it's only the old slicer and heading we need to change, but let's see how it works. So let me see custom 2, this one. Great. Yep. And let me select this one to this one too. But it's still showing some border colors, so I need to go back and modify it. And where's the border color coming from? From the old slicer. So we go to border, we forgot to change this guy. So I'm going to say once you change it, you need to still select like this. So and yep, and let's see now. Yep, so there's no border color anymore. There's no border color anymore. And you can also click on slicer setting to change the headings, the captions of the display header. See, yeah, I can just show this should be here only, right? And say hide item with no data. Any item that doesn't have data, we hide it. So all those less than and greater than we don't show. And I think this is what we are trying to create, right? So once you are done with this entire So once you are done with this entire design, the next thing is to see how we can pull out this report, right? So if you pull out this report like this, it will not really be perfect. So the best way to do it is to just add another shape. So I'm going to go to shape, come to shape, select shape, and pick this rectangle shape. So I'm going to draw this rectangle shape across my entire dashboard. So see, this is where my dashboard stopped to the right here, and then let me just go a little bit space to the right like this, right? And I can drag it down to cover my entire dashboard. So once it's covered your entire dashboard like this, let me push this up to the right, pull it up, bring this down a little bit. Yep. So once you cover your entire dashboard like this, go to shape format, remove the outline. We don't need the outline. So the shape fill, make it that same color you make your background, which is this one. This is the one I make my background, right? Make it same color. So once you make it same color, it's the same thing with your background. Right click on it and just send it to the back. See, send to the back. So you're going to go to the back of your dashboard. Now to now pull out this report, what you need to do is to do Control A. Control A will kind of highlight the entire thing on your dashboard. Once it's highlight the entire thing, I'm going to just right click like this, or right click like this, and see save as picture. Save as picture. Once you click that, you can just see my dashboard. Let me save this. My dashboard. I'm going to save it in download, my dashboard, and just click save. Once I click save, that will just go to my download. So let me go to my download and show you how this looks like. So alright, so this is my download, and let me open the dashboard, and then let's see how it looks like. And then this is the dashboard on pictures when I just open it. So if you don't have the last shape that we added, it definitely not shows like this. So whatever the color of your background is going to be, you're going to add this at the shape and push it backward, and it's going to be like this. Then you should post this on LinkedIn. Make sure you tag me. Post it on Twitter. Make sure you tag me. Right? Thank you so much for watching these sessions. I hope you enjoy the video. See you.